welcome to today's lesson. Today we're working through Celebrate Theory Level 2, and we're actually working in Unit 2. The last lesson was about bar lines and which directions they go, and that was also from Unit 2. Today we're working on correcting notation errors. So they're going to be giving you a short piece of music, and in this music they're going to have done a lot of notational errors, perhaps counting errors, where the clefs are put and the key signature is placed. And your job is going to be to discover all those errors and rewrite this piece of music without those errors. You're going to correct it. So I just want to go through some of what you might see and show you, give you an idea of what to look for at this particular grade level. So I'm going to share my screen, and today we're going to be using my whiteboard. I think that's showing up for you now. So one of the most common errors at this level is how they write the clefs. So the clefs you see written there are the correct way to write the clef. In your theory book, you might see them start the clef higher up on, let's say, a B and have it sideways. You might see them start it too low and start down there hanging down and do a funny shape. So you're going to be correcting the clef and rewriting it in the correct position. The correct position would be right on the G line, and then to come around and up as you see, above slightly and then straight down. I have to warn you that right at the moment I'm using my mouse in order to draw on here. Crescendo music program didn't let me write errors in it, so I have to use this method. The bass clef, they also might start it too high up there, or they might start it too low and squish it all in really, really small. The other error that you might see is if they draw the clef in, but the two dots, they might place them in their incorrect spots. So you have to pay close attention. Although the clefs, they're kind of an obvious mistake. One that's not always caught as quickly at this level is, let's say you had a time signature up, but they wanted to write in the key of, let's say, G major. So you know that you need an F sharp, and they place that sharp right here. Now, most of the time when we first see this, students see this, they're like, what's wrong with this? Well, the sharp is placed on the wrong side of the time signature. So if you were to correct this, you would have to write that sharp first. It comes right after the clef symbols, and then you'll see your time signature. So that's one tricky one that I'm always seeming to correct in students. Another error you might see, instead of writing 3/4 time, they might do 3/4 in one clef and then write 4/3. It's upside down in the bass clef. So be careful that your time signatures, if you're doing on a grand staff, that they are both identical. On page 15 in your book, they actually only give you a treble clef piece, so you won't have to worry about the bass clef there. But do watch where those sharps are written. Treble clef, instead of writing the F sharp up there, they might try to trick you and write the F sharp down here on that F, and you're thinking it's still an F, but no, the sharps have to be written on a specific spot on each clef. So pay attention to that as well. Bass clef, the F should appear here and not on a lower F. So key signatures are another spot that you'll have to check when you're looking for correcting errors. The next common error that you're going to see are stems. Now, we just went over stems in a previous video. One note that they gave you right off the bat is they do a quarter note and they put the stem here. So that is an error that you would have to catch, because when you're writing stems and it's below the middle line, the stems are going to go up. They may have given you a note and you're like, yeah, the stems go up, but which side of the note did they draw the stem on? So watch for the sides of the note that's written on. If your stems are going up, they're always written on the right-hand side. If the stems are going down, that's when you write it on the left-hand side. So any note that is above, again, excuse the messy note, I'm trying with the mouse, it's not working. Any note above the middle line, the stem goes down on the left-hand side. So beware of that. Another common mistake that they write is, let's say, and they've used 3/4 time on your page 15. In 3/4 time, we are looking for 3 beats each measure. So they might give you a note here. That's going to be a quarter note. And then they'll give you a rest. And then you've got, oh, my nose didn't work. Let's correct that. And then they give you a rest. It's still not working. I wish I could do this on crescendo. So there's the rest. And right now I'm looking at a bar that only has 2 beats in it. But the time signature says 3/4 time. I'm looking for 3 beats. So if I had to rewrite this, I would need to change this in some way and maybe change the rest to a half rest. In another bar here, they gave you, let me just see. Yeah, stems going the wrong direction. Oh, here we go. Let's say we're at the end of the song and they gave us a bar line. Well, there's something wrong with that. The error is when it's at the end of the song and it's complete, you would need a double bar line. Or maybe in the middle of the piece, they gave the double bar line. You'll have to correct that and say in the middle of a piece, we only do single bar lines, not the double bar line. So at this level, basically you'll be looking at key signatures, stem direction, that there's enough counts in each bar based on your time signature, that the clefs are written in the right place, that the bar numbers are done well, that they're using the correct rest, and at the end of the piece that you have a double bar line. It was funny, their example, the treble clef they wrote in wasn't even sitting on our staff line. So that was a huge, yes, that's a big error in there. So for this level, they're not going to give you anything that you haven't previously learned about in writing and notating your music. So you can look back and double check some of those rules if you need to. But today's video just gave you a guideline of at this level what to expect when you're writing corrections in notation for a level 2 RCM theory book. Thanks for joining me, and please subscribe and catch the next video.